It's time to start Dishin Days with your hosts, Tony Moore, Michael Mattis, Justin Lee Hareld, and Araceli Aviles. And now, let's dish. Why, hello, everybody. Happy Sunday. Welcome to Dishin Days, where we give you a full dish of this week's episodes of Peacock's exclusive #1 award-winning hit soap opera, Days of Our Lives. I don't know where that came from, but I just went with it. If you haven't already, make sure you like us and follow us on all social media platforms. We are Dishin Days Show on Facebook and Dishin Days on Instagram, Twitter, X, and Threads. Also, if you are watching us live and in living color or watching us later, or you're listening to us on your favorite podcast station and you want to see our beautiful faces, head on over to YouTube and hit the subscribe button. That way you'll never miss when we're going live or when we've uploaded a brand new video for you all to check out. While you're on our channel, take a look at some of our previous episodes, plus some of our interviews with some of the cast members of Days of Our Lives from Day of Days, the Emmys, and some in studio when we were in studio interviews as well. Go on over and search for Dishin Days on YouTube and hit the subscribe button. And if you want to be one of our exclusive members on our exclusive page and be exclusively, make sure you hit the join button on our YouTube channel for our members only page, where you can see featured content such as a little advice from our favorite Tia, Araceli Aviles, or a deeper dive into Those Were the Days, brought to you by Justin Lee Hareld. Also, some favorite content from more of your Days stars. So if you want to find all that, go on over to our members only page, and it's only $4.99 a month. And you can also join us on our virtual events held once a month. Those are always fun. And if you are... if you need to take us on a long car ride, or you're stuck in traffic, or you're heading to the beach to get some sun, you can listen to all the stunt shows and shenanigans brought to you by your host of Dishin Days on your favorite podcast stations on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Just search Dishin Days and take us along with you, because we want to keep you informed on what's going on Peacock's Days of Our Lives, wherever you may go. Also, if you want to show some love to our former co-host and my chocolate twin, Mr. James Lott Jr. over at JLJ Media, make sure you give him a like, a follow, and a subscribe too. Head on over to his YouTube channel, JLJ Media, or find him where all podcasts can be found to get your fix of all the older soap operas, including Young and the Restless, Bold and the Beautiful, and General Hospital, as well as some original audio dramas produced, directed, and sometimes starring the James Lott Jr. Because James Lott Jr. is my oldest friend that I know, who took a walk with Jesus while calling him on the main line.
You gotta get some new material.
Also, this is, and there she is. There she is, Miss Araceli Aviles.
I'm just saying, like, you at this point, you could look up a list of what's old.
Let's try this one. My dearest, oldest friend, James Lott Jr. No, that doesn't work either. Well, Araceli will say the next one next week. Since you got your degree and you know everything.
I could do it right now.
Oh, okay.
I could do it right now.
Go ahead.
Go check out James Lott Jr. at JLJ Media, where you'll find content from Tony's oldest friend, who remembers what it is like when you could swim in the Rio Grande without barbed wire.
But I'm the one that needs new material.
I'm just saying it's the truth.
In the Rio Grande. What is going on? without barbed wire.
If you know, you know.
And I don't. I don't. And the Rio Grande's in Texas, right?
Oh yeah, the Rio Grande is just in Texas.
Why do you need barbed wire to swim in it? See, at least Tony's references, I know.
I'm gonna send Debbie Bright to educate you.
You know what? That has to be the funniest. That was funny. Oh goodness. Oh, what are we doing? Let's talk about days, shall we?
I don't know.
Yes, please.
Yes, Jack, that's what it was.
Yes.
It's an immigration issue. That's why they had barbed wire in the Rio Grande.
Mm-hmm.
Ow, that sucks.
It's also like a 3-4-year-old issue.
Well, if it's 3 or 4 years, that's why I've forgotten it. You can't trust what I remember now.
I remember because this is something my grandfather actually did.
Oh. James Law Jr. is so old that he swam with your grandfather in the Rio Grande.
Okay, there we go. That's a nice little bonus.
All right, so let's talk about days, shall we? What did we think of this week's episode?
It was okay. There was some stuff that was interesting. It was okay. I'll say, yeah.
Yeah, I'll give it an okay. I'll give it a check. Not a check plus, not a check minus, but a check. Yeah. Or an S for satisfactory.
Araceli?
I liked it a lot. I liked it a lot. I liked a lot about this week. I didn't get quite as animated, so I'm kind of similar with Michael. It's a check, not necessarily a check plus. It didn't make me overly animated as it did my cousin and my aunt, who literally almost attacked me with questions.
I mean, this week was okay. It's one of those moments where you're like, should we have taken last week off or this week off?
I mean,
there's stuff I want to talk about.
Yeah.
There's some stuff I want to talk, but
I think some stuff from last week will spill over into this week because it continued. So,
yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. Well, let's talk about it, shall we? Because I'm very interested in hearing what Araceli has to say about this week because she loved it. So, everyone, ladies and gents, it is now time to start Dishin Days. Yeah, we got it. Ooh, okay.
We always think we do.
Yeah, I mean, it was closer than it has been in the past. So let's talk about our first storyline. Tesoro Hernandez. Is that how you pronounce it? I heard it a couple of times.
Tesoro, yeah.
Tesoro.
Means treasure.
Treasure. That is what you are. Does that mean that song will go Tesoro?
Tesoro.
Oh, Tesoro. That is what you are.
Pretty much, yeah.
Tesoro.
Yeah.
That okay. Well, okay. Let's touch on a little bit of last week because someone actually commented that they wanted to hear our thoughts about Sophia and what she did. And not to make a joke out of everything, but Sophia had that baby and said, listen, baby, I got a future. Okay, I got a life. Okay, I'm trying to do things. Baby, you got to go. Okay, I love you. But
I think people's reaction, I think a lot of people had a really visceral reaction because not that they didn't agree with Sophia giving her baby up, but they disagreed in the way that she did it. And she wasn't some homeless teen. She had resources at her disposal other than that. But I think what gets lost in that is that she listed out very clearly her reasons for doing that, which is that she felt trapped by other people's expectations and other people's what other people were going to do, what other people's reactions. Because I don't disagree with her thinking. Her thinking that there's no way once that baby was there that her mother was going to let her give it up at this point, because they still hadn't found a family for the little boy. And I actually do tend to agree with her that Tate would have had trouble letting go, or he might have insisted on an open adoption or something. And Sophia, I'll give her credit for every step of the way, knowing that this is not what she wanted. She does not want to be a teen mother.
No.
She said it over and over. She made her feelings clear over and over again, like this entire time.
Shout out to Rachel Boyd, right?
Oh my gosh.
I mean, the journey that she took us on when the baby, it takes a certain type of person to be able to convey the feelings that she did, and you as a viewer feel everything. You felt the like, oh my God, the baby is coming. And then the decision of like, I don't want to do this, but I have to. And then even that night when she just went back to bed, you felt like, I just want to like jump through the TV and just give her a hug, because she's been through so much by herself. And I was actually glad that she did reach out to Melinda.
Yeah.
And that she at least has someone, because I think to go through this alone would be way too much. But man, shout out to Rachel Boyd, because you did that, girl. Like, please pin that for your Emmy reel for next year. Don't forget it.
I felt every emotion. It was guilt, it was grief, it was heartbreak. It was all the things that, you know, she needed to convey in those scenes. It was perfection.
Yeah. And so now it was interesting though, because normally we see a fake pregnancy without a baby. Now we're seeing a fake pregnancy with a baby. And where they keep getting these fake belly buttons, like
Amazon.
Yeah, like you can on Amazon.
I feel. Can you?
Yeah,
I think so. They're like made for like practice or like Let
me see.
They're made for practice. They're always on sets. So
you know what? If I lived in Salem, I would open up a store that would have all this. Need a fake baby bump? Need a fake test? Need a test tube? Like, need a syringe? Like, it just sells it all right there. Oh, okay. They do have fake bellies. Wow.
Probably not meant to fake a pregnancy.
And yet.
But too bad you missed Prime Day.
I know. I could have bought one.
So let me ask, I'm a little confuzzled.
Okay.
You went to Melinda for help.
Yeah.
Melinda helped her, and now she's pretending to be pregnant. What's the goal here? Like,
we don't know the particulars yet.
Did I miss something?
No, I think Melinda comes in to fake an adoption. That's what I think Melinda's there for.
Yeah.
So that the adoption looks good on paper. Sort of like what she did with Sloan, basically.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking Melinda's there for.
And Melinda will be the one to kind of maybe behind the scenes track where the baby goes, because they know that where the baby ended up at this point, or at least Melinda can find out. So it won't be hard for her to track the baby and make sure that, all rules are being followed and things like that. And, God forbid, somebody finds out, or if Sophia changes her mind. I doubt she will, but if she does still have that. She'd still have that 2-week window where she can reclaim him.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and she delivered early.
Mm-hmm.
She did. She delivered early. Yeah. Yeah. Not too early, not early enough, but early, but yeah. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I thought when I saw the preview for this, I thought I would be like angrier about the storyline, but I feel like not. I think she's doing something wrong in terms of the deceiving part, because I think Tate has a right to know, but I think the stakes are kind of low here because they were already giving the baby up for adoption. It's like, how like mad can you be at her, I guess, or like how crooked or how deceptive is she really being? I think in her head she thought if Tate sees the baby, he's gonna want to keep the baby.
Mm-hmm.
That may somehow rope me into keeping the baby, or at least being in the baby's life. Or if my mom sees me, she's gonna stop me or convince me. And we saw when she had the baby, I thought all along she's going to see the baby, change her mind, and it didn't play out. She very much stuck to her guns and placed the baby in. And I thought she did it responsibly. Originally when I saw this, I thought it was going to be like she left the baby in the park somewhere or something like that. But no, she took it to the fire station. She dropped it off where it was supposed to go. And she essentially was responsible in that sense. So
yeah, I mean, this is why that program exists. Those baby boxes exist for exactly that reason. It's for mothers who don't feel that they can be mothers, but that doesn't mean that they don't care about the well-being of those children. She did what she felt at the time was right for her and for the baby. It doesn't mean she doesn't care. Quite the contrary. I think she cares so much. She cares so much about the baby's well-being that she's like, I know 100% in my soul that I cannot be a good mother to you. I want better for you. And if anybody else tries to interfere, it's gonna be a lot of back and forth that is not fair to that little boy.
Yeah. Question. Would do y'all like the way that they did this just with her dealing with it? Or would you have rather had Tate involved? Not saying that he would want to keep it, but have had him involved in, like, maybe she called him, delivered the baby, they both made the decision, drop it off at the fire station. Maybe he went and did it, or maybe they went and did it together. And then they came back and just kind of like pinky swore to secrecy that like, this is what they have to do moving forward. Or is it just better without, okay, well, judging by Michael's face, it's better without Tate.
Yeah, I think it was better just seeing her. It made it a little more, I don't want to say traumatic, but a little more impactful, I think.
Yeah.
Her dealing with it by herself rather than because Tate is also, I'm sorry, but Tate's kind of, I wouldn't.
Flip-flopping.
Who?
Flip-flopping.
Flip-flopping, but also just like, I don't think he would be of any use. Like, I feel like I honestly feel like her watching a YouTube video was better than having at least Tate as a second person there helping her. Like, I just don't trust that he would have been of any help. And I don't trust that he would have. Yeah, like, I feel like she was justified in her fear that he would immediately get attached to the baby and not want to give it up. And you know why I think that? Because I think that's what Brady would do. And he's Brady's son. And we've drawn a lot of parallels between the two.
Yeah.
And so no, I think it was, from a storyline perspective, it was executed the way it should have been. Like, dealing with it by herself, seeking out Melinda. Luckily, Melinda has prior experience herself with having a baby and giving it up. So she had support. I think she had the proper support, because obviously her mom wouldn't have been of any help. She would have just like gotten a Bible and started praying or some shit, and then probably forced her to keep the baby. So I don't know. I felt it was executed as it should have been.
Yeah. I also think, on the other hand, though, like, Tate has a right to change his mind if he wants to be a father and wants to keep it. And I don't know if like the message is or should be, or even if Days is doing this, that like her perception of parenthood is trumps his, maybe. Do you know what I mean? Because he can still say, I want the baby and you can sign your rights away. That's her prerogative to do. But she took that chance away from him. Or as far as we know, he doesn't, that chance is going to be taken away from him. So that part of it I don't like, because even if he was on board until the last minute, he has every right to change his mind if he wants to be a father to the baby or take custody of the baby. He should have every reason to do that.
Oh, I agree, but the issue with that is that she is the one that has firmly known what she wanted from the beginning, and she has not veered 100%. And he is the one who has flip-flopped a lot. He's kind of like 1 foot in, 1 foot out. I'll support you, but I really have no say, kind of a thing. And so, if he really wanted to say, if he wanted to be a single father to his son, I would have totally respected that. Ask Sophia to sign her rights away, take on that responsibility. It's totally within his right to do that. But he hasn't said anything to that effect up until this point. He's there for Sophia, but he's kind of not. And to that end, that's how Sophia ended up in the position that she's in right now, where Melinda was the only person that she could turn to answer your question, Tony. Like, in an ideal world, yes, I would have loved for Sophia to be able to turn to Tate and be able to count on him 100% for support in that moment, but she knew she couldn't. So she'd handled it on her own. And the first chance she got, she reached out to the one person who actually listened to her and took her at her word with what she wanted.
I don't think that's her call to make, though.
Like her total call to make, as far as like what she did.
If he wants to, he can flip flop 80,000 times if he wants to. That's still his right to do that. Her right, it also, whether or not she wants to be a mother, that's her right. His right is whether or not he wants to be a father. The two can coincide, but they don't have to. It's when you take someone else's right away. That's the part, the bad, quote unquote, negative part of this, I think.
Well, I think that whatever plan Melinda and Sophia come up with, if at that point he says he has a huge change of heart and says, no, I want to be a father, then okay, I would say maybe that's his last chance to really say something.
I think also, we saw Sophia fighting the urge to keep the baby too, because I think once she saw the baby, once she held the baby and she knew what she had to do, I think there was an internal conflict. It's like she knew she had to, because her future didn't include a baby. But I think there were moments where she wanted to keep the baby. I'm sorry, Holly and Tate back together. I'm like,
this is like,
after all, like y'all have been through just as much as like some of the legacy couples have been through, and y'all only been together for a hop, skip, and a jump. I just don't know.
Especially when you're like, what two high school kids are like, yeah, let's get back together. We're both on our way to supposedly different places. Like, this is so obviously awkward and weird. It's like, just let's have fun for the summer and see what happens. Never mind this, like, I'm not going to go to school away. Like, this is, I don't know. Whenever kids make those decisions, my like older, the older person in me is like, oh, please don't. Please don't change your trajectory for some boy or some high school girl. Like, I don't know.
Well, yeah, because we're grown, Justin. We know you're not supposed to do that.
No, I think there are some 18-year-olds who are probably like, I'm not going to go. I'm going to go to Paris, or I'm going to go to college and date around, and
And then there are some that are just as stupid as you think they are.
Yeah. Or at least like approach it as, hey, we're just going to hook up all summer and see what happens, I don't know.
Which is, by the way, exactly where they were this time last year. They've made it full circle. This is like literally exactly where they were.
Oh, thanks, Dual Fan. Wow, that was 3 years ago. Thank you. The second that y'all mentioned Holly going to Paris and like dating around and stuff, there's this TikTok or Instagram reel of this girl sitting in her car and there's music playing and it's like boom, 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 boom. And she's like, I'm about to be a hoe. I feel like that should be Holly's anthem. Like she's like bopping through Horton Town Square. And she's like, I'm about to be a hoe. Yes.
She's like, I got rid of the ex-boyfriend and baby mama. I got Doug's trifling GED non-avid ass away from me.
Right.
Like, I'm gonna go to Paris. I'm rich. Like, I'm
like, bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
But yeah, I don't know. Like, I think in the very beginning I rooted for Holly and Tate, and then I think because they were going through so much, that I was kind of like, you know what, I'm good. Like I just don't need them to be in goal.
Yeah, no, I think we saw spark between them in the beginning, but a year later that they're, like I said,
I don't even know if the spark was there in the beginning. Because it was very much, this is when Jamie Martin Mann was playing Tate, but it was very much him being like, I like you, and she being like,
Yeah.
She was after Johnny at first.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I feel like these two characters can benefit from some time, like really apart from each other. Even though they haven't technically been a couple, they've still been in each other's orbit.
I'm just whatever. I'm whatever about it. I'm like, okay, you're back together.
Yes. We're all in our lukewarm feels on this.
It's very much like, if you like it, I love it. If y'all want to be together, fine.
As long as you're happy.
I hope you're happy. Hope you're happy now.
You're happy. What did they say? Not bless her heart.
Who?
Bless her heart. Like when you're just like you're
Yeah, when you make it
like another way of saying, if you like it, I love it. Is it
bless your heart?
Bless your heart.
Or it's how do they say it? If it's for you, no,
love that
that's
for
not
you.
it. Huh?
Sometimes they say love that for you.
Yes. Love that for you.
Someone said that to me at work once. I was telling them about something, and they were just like, "Love that for you," and I was like, "That was so fucking insincere." And I was like, "Am I bothering you by?" And she was like,
"It could also be a compliment, though. I guess it depends on how they're using it."
Well, in that particular instance, I
really don't love that for them.
Right. Or if someone says, "Couldn't be me." That's how I feel. If Holly came up
on the delivery, if it's I love that for you, and it's you can read a person if they know it's sincere.
Well, my favorite, or you're a better person than me, or something.
Better than me. All of those fall under the umbrella of a bless your heart, and it's all about how it's said will depend on like how it's taken. Because I know if Holly ran up to me talking about, I'm so happy I'm back with Tate, I'd be like, girl, love that for you. Or couldn't be me. Better you than me.
Better you than me.
Bless your heart.
Bless your heart.
All those fit for. I feel like we should get them like one of those. Those shirts that usually say someone's name. And they're all connected somehow. Like like if there was a shirt that said like Rose, Blanche, Sophia, Dorothy.
I think there is one.
Yeah. Well, you should get one for them that says, bless your heart. Couldn't be me. I love that for you. If you like it, I love it. And then put Holly and Tate.
Holly and Tate on the back.
We're so shady. I love that what Days is trying to do with Javi finding the baby and then deciding to foster the baby with Leo. I feel like it's kind of giving us a glimpse into, oh, what could it be like for Javi and Leo and building their relationship and building a family.
It's a lot to take on that early in a relationship. I appreciate his, what do I want to call it? Like the do-gooder mentality that he has and the nurturing part of him coming out. Like I appreciate that about him. And I don't think we quite know if there's a there's got to be some sort of backstory with him of why he felt compelled to do this.
Oh yeah, because there was a picture of him and a baby.
Something, yeah. There's something, and I don't think we have full context yet. So I appreciate that part, but with in terms of his relationship with Leo, like it may be just a little too early to bring like, oh, let's raise this baby as ours. You know what I mean? And that may be the direction they're going, but it may work. If Leo can, stop talking about himself for a few minutes.
Yeah, I'm with you. It seems way too soon. Also, I like them as a couple, but I feel like there's something like missing with them. I don't know what it is. I feel like I can't put my finger on it. I feel like they're moving very fast from like getting together to now they're living together after X amount of dates to now they're considering raising a child together. I don't know. There's something like missing in this, and I don't know if that's them, if it's the show like hinting at Javi's past, because he's the one who's still a bit of an open book here. We've seen Leo on the show X amount of years now. We know his history. We know his parents' background. I feel like the Javi stuff needs to be filled in a little bit more, I think, to get them as a couple. There's just something missing here that it seems all these like milestones that they're making are just like, okay, they're not like, I don't know, they're not resonating for me, even though I like them as a couple.
I think what it is, and I think we saw this week, is how they don't still know each other. I think there's still a lot of stuff that they don't know about each other, which makes it like, which makes it feel like their relationship is very more surface. Like what they know now is what they're in love with, but like they haven't reached the part of their relationship where they really like got to know the nitty gritty of each other, especially Leo and all the stuff that he did. Hi, Mom. Especially all the stuff that he did. So even and we'll get to this character return in a second. Even that interaction, Javi was very much like, wait, what? And it wasn't even something that the way that I feel like it was painted, it was like Leo was in the wrong, but it was really Dimitri, because he was the one that like chased after Leo.
It was on both. Like I say, they share almost equal amounts of blame for that.
And it was Dimitri that wanted him to come to Finland.
Yeah.
Iceland, yeah.
Madonna.
Madonna would never have done that. I need to let that go though.
That's right, Michael Madden. You know your girl.
I do appreciate Nikki Finn would never perform in Iceland.
Nobody would say that to Nikki Finn.
I
appreciate when I'll finish in a minute. I appreciate when my two obsessions collide. But okay, so in Javi has been a very good boyfriend to Leo in that whenever he has found out an incident in the past that Leo has been less than stellar, he's accepted and whatever, hasn't used it against him or doesn't make him think twice about the relationship or anything. There's got to be a limit though. And I'm trying to remember, I'm like, does he know everything now or is there still stuff?
No, probably not.
Like, does he know about Craig and the wedding and the drag queen and
does he know about him and Sonny and Will and
I feel like he knows
that
the
part.
funny stuff. Yeah. He may even know the Craig stuff. I feel like this part was the stuff he didn't know. We'll get into it in a minute, but I feel like that part I feel like that part Leo obviously kept from him.
Oh yeah, and Leo has years of shenanigans outside of Salem, of course, that he probably hasn't told Javi about. Yeah, they have in terms of milestones that they're hitting, they have to hit bumps in the road, and that's the thing. They have to get to know more about their pasts with each other on both sides, and they have to start hitting bumps in the road, because getting over those bumps are milestones in a relationship as well. Not just the good stuff, but those are like the stuff that you get over and you keep
take
going.
the good and take the bad.
Yes.
You take them both.
And there you have
the facts of life. When you take the good, you take it back, you take them both, and then you have the facts of life. The facts of life. Oh, Me World just said there's no link in the description. Using my phone, there should be an option for phone users. No, when you're using your phone, the option is not there. But when you click using your laptop, it's right there. So do that.
We don't make rules.
Because the $4.99 you spent to say this, you could have joined for a month. But Me World's back. But she also owes me for the Uber trip to Julie's house. Oh, and Julie owes me a tip too. A thank you tip for the necklace. Thank you, Me World. Thank you. But yeah, it's cute to see like how they're dealing with little
Tesoro.
Hola tesoro. That is what you are.
I did have the reaction in the scene with Gabby and Ari and the kids screaming. Ari is me whenever there's a screaming child. Like, what is that noise and how do we stop it?
I feel like Gabby was just in there like
with her wine.
I did love the Steve and Kayla callback to both Benji and Tyler with them wanting to be foster parents. I thought that was cute to like bring that back up again.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, nice.
All right. Well, we have talked about Tesoro. That is what you are. Now let's move on to our next top storyline, which is she's back and fiercer than ever. Emily O'Brien returns as Gwen Rizchek, which okay, so I thought about this, because I just can't get over it. It was announced at Day of Days that she was coming back.
Yeah.
And I was like, girl, it's July. We talked about that in November. We did that whole thing with like Emily O'Brien came out because she was Teresa, but then she took the wig off, and then it was like Gwen's coming back. And I feel like I knew, but then I kind of forgot. And then I was, then she came back as Teresa. And I'm like, well, girl, when is Gwen coming? It's July, and Gwen finally showed up. But when I tell you, Gwen, this is
a blaze of. She came back. She didn't go out in a blaze of glory. She came back.
Back. Like let me tell you something. She might have went to the right as Gwen, but when she exited back in, she is no longer Gwen Rizchek, honey. She is Gwen. What?
Von Leuschner.
Gwen Vallochner.
Von
Leuschner. That's what I said. And there's something now that I love. I love this because it's this sense of like, I was just beaching in the
Santa Lucia.
Someplace fancy, and now I'm back with my jewels. It's just very bougie, like uppity. Like Gwen is a little uppity now, and looks amazing.
Yeah. I love it.
Yeah,
me too.
I felt like she wanted to look at everybody and be like,
I want to like this. this was the week of Gwen, basically. Everything else for me just kind of took a back seat. Once she came into the Horton house and was like, bitch, I got your necklace. I'm not giving it back. The only thing that was a little confusing to me, and I don't want to get stuck on it, was the whole Bo and Hope interaction and how they found her and thought she was going to bring the necklace back and why they trusted her to bring the necklace back. That was all a bit confusing to me.
Well, more so why
it sounded like
Hope kept it a secret.
Well, why she kept it a secret, and it sounded, at least Gwen's story was that they sought her out.
They did.
Is that what you guys got?
Yeah, because
they
traced it to her.
They 100% sought
they
out.
They traced the neck. Oh, she bought the necklace. They traced the purse of the necklace to her.
Yeah, that's how.
They told it. They were like, "Oh, well, can you take it back to Salem?"
Yeah, and they
trusted her to do that.
Sort of led them to believe she was going to return it, not that she would just literally take it to Salem. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, good for them. Bless their hearts. But yeah, I love how like she came in totally antagonistic towards Chad and Julie, then went and had a drink and became vulnerable with Xander, then became horny with Xander, and then had that scene with JJ too, where I was like, this week alone is like they really gave Emily a lot of good stuff to return this character.
Oh, it was everything.
And I'm back to like, okay, I'm rooting for this character again. It went up and down for me last time because just when and it was during like the whole Sarah, when Sarah thought she was what's her face, and she was supposed to give Sarah the antidote, but then she didn't or something. And I was like, okay, I can't root for you anymore. You had, a chance to do the right thing. You didn't do it. But now that she's back, I'm hoping like I can keep rooting for her. I'm rooting for her, and I want to root for her.
And she took responsibility for that moment with Xander. Basically said, I led with my insecurities the last time, and now I know better. Let's see if she does know better. But yeah, I wish for all the petty.
Question. I know the answer, but this sparked because I was trying to remember the time that Xander and Gwen were together and how I felt about it.
Yeah.
And then, now seeing Xander and Sarah, and we'll get to that, but then seeing Gwen and Xander again, I started to wonder, do we prefer Gwen and Xander or Sarah and Xander?
At this moment, with everything going on, and after their scenes together this week, I'm Gwen and Xander. I'm like, let's explore Gwen and Xander, because I'm sorry, Sarah and Xander have proven that this relationship it can't work.
Yeah, time is gonna be a teller on this one.
Time will be a teller, absolutely, but I do believe that a lot of damage has been done between Sarah and Xander. She said she hates him now. And Gwen and Xander, I think, will accept each other more as long as they work together and not against each other. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm open to seeing where they go with Xander and Gwen.
Yeah. And I think because Gwen has that different air about her, it just made you go, huh. Sorry, Justin, what were you gonna say?
No, I've actually always preferred Gwen and Xander together. But I do love Sarah and Xander together. I always give the edge to Xander and Gwen. Yeah, I like the idea of them sort of. Usually I don't like it if two people are almost exactly alike. I kind of think like, okay, it's too much, but I like them being alike together.
Yeah.
I think, but for the fact the last time that Xander still had feelings for Sarah, I think that's what got in the way of their relationship. Like if you know what I mean? If Gwen did to someone else that Xander didn't care about like he did to Sarah, I don't think that would have stopped him from marrying her.
And Gwen is going to have to prove this time around that she is capable of being 100% honest and not, I mean, she can be petty as hell and she can be haughty and hoity-toity and do all her shenanigans as long as she is upfront.
Mm-hmm.
But it's interesting, their dynamic now is they bonded over the fact that they were two sort of outcasts with horrible childhoods, and now they're on the other side of it as probably two of the richest people in Salem now, and they have money at their disposal, can do whatever they want. And so it's like, why should I be good at this point? Look what it got me. It got me screwed over, and I lost this, and it wasn't so great for my marriage. So why?
I mean, and the thing is, unfortunately, like they both have points. It's like, you know, to Gwen's point, it's like, you know that conversation that she had with JJ, and it's like you're dismissing her childhood trauma, so that I didn't like. But yes, I do. I understand that there is a certain point that you have to you can't start blaming other people for your mistakes. You do have to take responsibility. So she has to take responsibility for her actions. She has to take responsibility for who she is. But by the same token, I do understand her point of view, which is also Xander's point of view right now, which is that I was trying to be good this whole time. I make one mistake and you guys not only cut me off, you try to grind me into the ground, say that I'm a terrible person, say that nothing I've done up to this point matters.
Yeah. I kind of
sorry. And also their mistakes are due to, at least on Xander, his mistake was due to him finding out that everyone around him was being dishonest and lying to him and trying to cheat him out of stuff. You know, and again, you can only excuse your those types of actions. You can only use pasts like that to a certain extent, but you can't completely dismiss it either. But it's, you know, if in Gwen's case, in Xander's case, he was making an effort before everything came out, he was making an effort to be a better person and work on himself. Mostly, few times he wasn't. I don't see that on Gwen. She just keeps excusing her actions rather than working on herself.
But to her point, I think she's like, when she was talking to JJ, I think she was like, well, why should I care at this point? You know, you say, you look at me and think that, the ball's all in my court, that I should approach Jack. Let's say I do that. Do you really think that, he's not going to drop me the second I make a mistake?
But see,
that's her fear.
I think some people in Salem hold others to a completely different standard, because I think there are people that can get away with things and things are forgiven. But then there are other people who you just hold on to that thing. And so it becomes like, okay, fine. Like if you clearly don't like me or want me to be a part of, so I'm just going to be whatever it is that you think I am. Because I think that no one took the time to understand Gwen. Like the fact that she went through what she went through, and you have to put yourself in her shoes of a situation where I was abandoned, I was done away with. You had parents who loved you and cared for you. You had a mom and dad that were there for you. Why couldn't, what was so wrong with me that I couldn't get that? I didn't know. I didn't do anything wrong. I was a kid. That was y'all. So why wasn't I deserving of that? And then, of course, her scheming and everything, didn't help the situation, but they kept wanting to paint this picture of her rather than sometimes understanding why she's doing what she's doing. And it's also just like I feel like, let me just always scroll through we'll talk about them, but this is a great example of, I will never understand why Julie just can't get over Doug stealing the damn necklace. He's been doing everything he can to get it back, and to make amends. It was a dumb mistake, yes, but to completely throw someone out in that way, but then say how important family is.
This week, unfortunately, was really the week of the Horton hypocrisy.
It's a thing.
In multiple characters, it was the Horton hypocrisy was just all out there on display. And it's not that we excuse the behavior of all of these other characters when they do something bad. It's that you want to hold them to a different standard than you hold your family members.
And most of the Hortons have fucked up along the way
A lot.
at one point or another.
Hugely. And it's the classic case of like Julie in particular. It's like, I'll go all the way back to the Nick and Gabby stuff. She'll never, ever, ever forgive Gabby, but she conveniently loves to forget that Nick was a bigot. Mm-hmm. Nick was tried to rape Gabby. Nick was violent. He was blackmailing. And this wasn't just to Gabby. These were two members of his own family. He was off the rails, but Saint Nick will be forgiven for anything because he was a Horton.
Yeah, I'm particularly interested in this relationship with JJ because I think with Abigail, there also her being another girl. There's that to sort of deal with, but I think I find that Gwen and JJ are far more alike. I think than she was to Abigail. So I'm interested in to see them two interact because we never really got to see them two before.
That's true.
I also think it's as much as I feel for Gwen, she also is ignorantly, I don't know if this is intentional or not, but she has this idea of who Jack is as a father and who he was to his children. And she's completely wrong. We know the history of Jack. He was not a loving, great father. I think JJ probably got the most of Jack as a dad, but like the Abigail stuff, she's completely wrong. He was not there for Abigail. He walked out on Jennifer many times. They've been divorced many times. You know what I mean? Like I think she has this idea of, Abigail and JJ grew up with Jack in a white picket fence and their history was great. It was slightly better than her history. That's it. But she has this idea in her head. And also JJ doesn't know where she's coming from and all that she's dealt with. So I'm interested to see these two come together, even if they, they're not like, hugging each other and best friends in 6 months. I'm interested to see that relationship develop.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks. He was a pretty outside of the last like maybe 15 years, Jack was not a good father in any sense of the word.
But also, Gwen, just give the necklace back, girl. Go buy something else.
I want her to keep it.
I appreciate the petty of keeping it, but I think eventually, she'll what's the word? Surrender.
Yeah.
I feel like
she has to play hardball at first, and I appreciate it.
Yeah, I think Gwen needs to give Julie a taste of her own petty.
Do you have proof of ownership? Is there a photo?
She's right. I mean,
how do you know it was stolen? I was like,
she's like, it may be yours and you may get it, but you're gonna have to fight me for it. So go ahead.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. And that's pretty much it with her return, right?
I think I figured something out during this conversation.
Yes.
I think I connected 2 dots, but I want to wait and see. I don't want to say it.
What do you mean?
So there's something happening in another storyline that I think Gwen might be involved in.
Oh.
Because she kept saying how much money she has.
I think I see where you're going.
Yeah.
That, and I think I think you're right. I think we're getting to that, but not this.
And it would be somewhat of a screw to the Hortons too. But we'll see.
Yeah, we'll get there.
But like you said, like you brought up last time, Tony, the Leo Javi part of it, where she was sort of spilling that information, and Javi was just dumbfounded, like mouth wide open. That was surprising to me because they've established so far that Leo has been honest with Javi about a lot of what he's done before. We saw about the Will stuff. I feel like they sort of addressed that when Will and Javi met. we probably know he talked about the Craig stuff because that was kind of, far enough in between that. But it seems like this latest batch, he's probably kept his mouth shut surprisingly about, which is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And
wouldn't you lead with that? Wouldn't you tell that was the last big sort of relationship you had?
Yeah, that was.
But there's a lot to leave out of there.
But at some point, you have a conversation about last relationships, and all of that should have came up over a glass of wine or something.
The fact that it's connected to your female best friend, like sleeping with her husband. Yeah, that's
who you haven't talked to in forever. Who also was, I mean, the way she looked at him in total disgust, in the most uppitiest disgust.
Well, if he does have a heart, it's no bigger than the size of a cockroach.
Or I gagged when she calls him Maddie, of course, and then Javi was like, "Who?" And I was like, "Oh God!" Like,
you
don't even know his real name.
that's
like that part was like, okay, like this is what's missing from this relationship. I like you two together, but that shouldn't have been a surprise to you. You should know his actual name. I get it. He goes by Leo. We all know him as Leo. That's who he prefers to be, but you should know his real name. Like that was a big red flag.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, so again, it seems like a very, like, this is the honeymoon phase. So this is like all this surface level stuff that, what I like about you is what I just know, but there's still a lot more to know.
Right.
So, all right. Well, we learned enough about Gwen's return. Let's move on to our last top storyline. Did I say stop or top? Top storyline, which is 1, 2, 3, 4. I declare war.
I can't remember the last time I saw two grown-ass adults make the wrong decision at every turn of. Like, I'm.
Which adults are we talking about?
Sarah and Xander.
Yeah.
Oh, I was like, I love it, Xander.
Well, same. Too.
Yeah.
Well, but it's particular Sarah and Xander. Yeah. If Sarah Sarah went about that whole taking what's her face to Bermuda with Maggie. She should have had Maggie go and ask Xander.
Yeah.
And the way she walked into his office and was like, "Well, hopefully we'll be on the beach with Victoria when we go to Bermuda." I'm like, "What are you doing?" And then when he says no, and then has his bad decision, the overreaction of like, "Oh, you're trying to steal my kid. You're trying to make her disappear." Like, shit. Okay, strike one for Zara, strike one for Xander. Then she goes to Philip and says she can convince Alex and Stephanie.
I wanted to jump to this scene.
I was like, girl, what is wrong with you? And even the look on Philip's face was like, bitch, you're kidding, right?
Didn't this just blow up in your face?
Yeah, exactly.
2 weeks ago. What are you talking about?
Blew up in your face, and you want to do round two? And then say, okay, so strike two for Sarah. Then what does Xander do? Goes and basically not steals the kid, but demands and takes the kid. Strike two for Xander. I'm like, y'all are dumb. Maybe Maggie should be raising this kid. Take you two out of the equation.
Here's the thing that's very frustrating is that, first of all, kudos to Paul and Lindsay
Oh yeah,
for their talent in making us believe this storyline. You know, we absolutely love the show. You know that there are times where we're like, I don't understand, but we go through it and we try to make sense of things and things like that. In this moment, I do not understand why they are going this far on the spectrum with Sarah and Xander. Again, I will keep saying it's like they woke up that morning super in love with each other. And then that night, they absolutely hated each other. And it just keeps going. And it's to a point where it's like no one is making sense over anything.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I feel like the person who had every right to be upset and to be the victim in this storyline was Xander, because he was betrayed by Sarah, by Alex, by Stephanie, by Philip, by Vivian. And it all came crashing down because everybody kept that away from him. But I feel like he could have got upset. He could have raised his voice. He could have yelled. He could have had all of those feelings. But it's something to recover back from. But for whatever reason, they flipped the script to make it like, oh, poor Sarah. And it's like, no, wait. It's not like, we get why she did it. And we can have a little bit of empathy for her, but y'all did a 180. And then on top of that, you go, I have an idea to make everyone truly hate Xander. Let's have him beat Philip to the brink of death. So then now you have that. And it's like, are you serious? Like what? What? Why? None of this makes sense. Now, of course, y'all know I have all the faith that at some point the dots will connect. But what I'm worried about is, how can this couple that we love so much recover and we go, oh, we're so glad they're back together. That's my biggest concern.
Yeah.
Is that how do we then look? Because just like Michael, I'm looking at Xander and Gwen like, I'll take that, because this is so much of a mess that I don't know how it can recover from that. And I also feel like the growth of the character of Xander and everything that he's been through, when it got up to this point, I feel like he shouldn't have been meant to react the way that he did. Because even when he dressed up in the blue suit as the clown, he did it because he wanted to take care of Sarah. And he did not want to do any harm to Bonnie or Susan, but he was just merely following orders. It wasn't even in the Xander Mateo way, because that was way back in the day. That was Xander at his worst. It wasn't even that. It was like, I'm sorry, guys, I got to kidnap you. Sorry, but I need money for Sarah. But then you have him go to this extreme. It doesn't make sense.
My cousin, who is a licensed social worker and mental health therapist, explained it to me this way. And let me see if I can reenact how she bombarded me with this yesterday.
Not the bombard.
Oh yes. I walk my little self outside. I say hello. Do I get a hello back? No. I get a, why is Sarah and Xander doing this? Tell me this is going to end. Like, I have this kind of knowledge pre-hand that I'm going to, like, this is going to end sometime imminently. I have no idea. That's my aunt. My cousin says, well, you know what? She forgets that he has childhood trauma and his mother lied to him his whole life and Victor abandoned him. And so he has abandonment issues and they conveniently like to forget that. And she should know better because she's a doctor. And it was, yeah. So that's how that was explained to me.
Like I think we're all confused because this is just such an extreme. It's not lost on us that every time, like every now and then, a couple gets, you know, little shake, you know, because you know, you can't have couples so happy. But this,
I think the thing to worry about is if they take them too far, because they are one of, unfortunately, the only viable couples who can who we could pencil in or even write in with the pen now as a super couple, or the show had to have a super couple. So I hope they don't go far. And I hope, again, we'll talk about this in part B. I also hope they don't go too far with breaking up these couples and giving them too much strife, because these are couples that people are actually rooting for, and you have to have that on the show. So don't go so far to the other end. I think for me, I agree with you, Tony, in the sense that for me, this is more rushed.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's out of nowhere. I think they've slowly been hinting at trouble in this marriage for a while now, and they've been showing us their issues have been unresolved, but they've just been going along with it to kind of get along. So I'd say my issue more is that it's rushed. But yeah, my concern is that don't take them so far they can't come back.
Now. Yeah,
and they're almost there. They're almost there.
Yeah,
already.
You have something great with this couple that even if you put Xander with Gwen for a couple years or whatever, like I don't know, if the idea is to bring them back together at some point, you can only go so far with them.
But I feel like at this point we've reached the moment of it.
Well, I'd say last week though, when they were sitting at the table and speaking reasonable to each other, it was like, okay, like you can get along and the anger can subside, and you know what, maybe they can forgive each other. So I don't know if they've hit the breaking point yet.
Honestly, I think Xander taking the kid is going to be
another setback.
A big one. I think that's that's a big one.
Don't have a problem with it. I know the idea is that the mother has the right to the kid.
It's not that I necessarily have a problem with it. It's that it's gonna just fuel Sarah's shit.
Yes.
All the more. It's just I don't.
But I
don't like it.
That didn't bother me as much as her going and trying to put it away for murder.
It's the overarching problem that they have right now, which is that has, I believe, all of us, if we were to pick a side right now on, if it wasn't Team Victoria, it would be, if we had to pick between Sarah and Xander, it would be Team Xander, because the big overarching theme that at least Sarah is not willing to acknowledge is that she's giving ultimatums. Yeah. They sat down at that table last week on the 4th, and they were able to sit down amicably, but until the moment that Sarah said, I will compromise if you do this.
Yeah. And then she has that in her back pocket to use his confession. Yes. It was like, oh, this is so
she's speaking in ultimatums, and that's the thing, and that's the problem. And the conversation with Bonnie didn't help. Bonnie, you need to butt out. That your situation, while tragic, is miles away from what Xander and Sarah are doing. That it is 100% different. Now, granted, if Sarah's main issue was that she thought that Xander could be violent towards Victoria, that's a completely different thing. But she has 100% adamantly said that that's not her issue with the situation, but she likes to bring it up as blackmail.
I'll say this. I agree with you about the Bonnie stuff, which actually I love the Bonnie conversation. I thought it was a great way to weave in Bonnie's history and kind of not make it like exactly, but give her a perspective on this, and I was also shocked that she told Sarah all that, because up until this point, only Justin and Mimi know everything that happened with the husband. But I will say this one point Bonnie did make that I did resonate with, and I've always been on the side of Xander would never lay a finger on Victoria. I still believe that. But when Bonnie said the idea of being raised by someone who may not be violent to them, but is violent themselves and has violent tendencies, that actually resonated with me for once. I was like, oh, okay, that I kind of see. If that was Sarah's point, I don't know if she's been as successful at making that point, but I was like, that makes sense to me in a way.
I agree with you. It makes sense if that were the point that Sarah is resonating with. And that's the problem, is that itself is not Sarah's main issue, because if it were, she wouldn't be using it as blackmail. over Xander. She wouldn't be using that sticking point as a strategy. She would absolutely just say, nip it in the bud and say, for that reason, I will not compromise. But that's not what she's saying. She's saying, admit it, and then we can talk. So that tells me she's not fearful of that. That's not her greatest fear. Her greatest fear is she can't control what Xander does. Mm-hmm. And she can't change him. And that was, I don't think she said it this week. I think she said it last week. She says, that was the big alarm bells that started going off in my head when she said the magic words, I thought I could change him enough.
But
ooh, that's kiss of death.
But also, I feel like Xander has changed, but for the better.
Yes, but she said that. But what she said, and you can go back and look at it. She said, "I thought my love could change him enough. I thought it changed him more than it did." And it's like, well, what is enough for you? Like, are we? Is there a certain scale that we're talking about? Like, when you marry someone, yeah, you marry someone for the better or for the worse. It's not.
And she knew them both.
It's not, up to a certain point and then I'm out. Now that's up to her to decide, which is why I would, that's what her limit is. She has to decide. But the problem is that she wants to change course halfway down the line.
Yeah.
And keep saying, this is the limit. No, this is the limit. No, this is the limit. You don't get to do that. At least not separate from your partner. If you want to keep having discussions with your partner on like how we continue to communicate, what makes me uncomfortable, things like that, great. But she's not having those conversations. She's actively they are both now at the point where they're talking over each other.
They're both trying to win.
Mm-hmm.
That's what one's trying to have power over the other, instead of being like, I know how much you love Victoria, so yes, we can have joint custody. Yes, you can. No, it's like, she's like, well, you beat up Philip to a bloody pulp. Just admit it. It's like, did you admit that you kept the secret from him? No. And it wouldn't have got to that point had y'all just said it in the beginning. Had you instead of you should have went from the hospital to the house. Mm-hmm. Did nobody tell you to stop by and see Philip? Granted, we were all with you. Like, okay, girl, keep the secret. But now look what the secret has done.
Yes.
But it also didn't have to be written like that.
I actually,
it don't make no sense.
Well, here's the thing about it. I actually disagree with it, and I'll tell you why. Because
disagree with what?
That it didn't have to be written like that. I think for those of us who love Xander and Sarah, we feel strongly that it came out of nowhere. But to Justin's point, if you were watching them closely the last few years, this was inevitable because they have this history of sweeping their problems under the rug, not addressing head on that thing. And while like it unraveled very quickly, issues. Getting through it means talking about it and coming to terms with it. Now
we weren't gonna watch episodes upon episodes of them talking about him dressing up as the clown.
But I'm
Renee
saying
Dumont period and what all he did. No, at some point we just felt like they had an off-camera moment and things are better.
But that was our assumption.
Well, we could have kept assuming that.
I'm even talking about the recent stuff, the killing Brady stuff. That was just a few months ago. You know what I mean? I'm saying like even that was something that like they sort of swept under the rug because of the idea of he hurt you, Sarah, so I was going to kill him, but I wasn't sure. And then she was lying about it. And then, like they have issues that they sweep under the rug.
Yeah. Yeah. Watch what's that movie called? With Adam Driver and Scarlett Johansson, Marriage Story, I think it's called. Yeah, those scenes really, like, it brings home like just how quickly something like this can happen.
It's still a hot mess.
It's a hot mess. Yeah. No, I don't disagree.
It didn't have to be this way.
Yeah.
They could have had a little rumble.
Yeah.
Great, because we as Justin said, there were some things, but y'all, this is extreme.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This is extreme.
Yes.
And I don't know. Again, kudos to Paul and Lindsay for justifying everything and doing what they need to do to. But it's a lot. Okay, it's a lot. Like, we were fine with where they were. Can we go back to that morning where they woke up and probably had a little nookie the night before or the day of the morning of, and they were so in love with each other and they had a baby and everything was fine and dandy like cotton candy?
Yes. But in the meantime, I'm fine with Philip keeping his trap shut and not helping Sarah out, because Sarah doesn't need that kind of a win. Philip, don't get in the middle of it. You already gotten in the middle of enough. Don't get in the middle of it. Just go on about your business doing, your yoga in the office.
That wasn't yoga. That was like...
That was yoga.
Stretching.
That was yoga. He had a yoga mat. Those are yoga stretches.
I use a yoga mat to stretch.
Yeah.
Stretching, whatever. I love it. I love it all. Just do that.
Can we move on to this next ridiculousness? Hi, I'm EJ Demera, who previously had issues with my son that made him so mad that I thought he shot me. But then I realized he didn't shoot me, which I'm very thankful for. But in order to save my son, I'm now going to pin it on his wife.
I'll do you one better. Yes, I'll do you one better, Tony. And this will be, I don't think it's a first, but what a rare occasion on Dishin Days. I, Araceli Aviles, admit that I was wrong.
About?
I previously said that a few weeks back, that I thought that EJ respected Chanel for standing up to him.
Yeah,
I admit,
we knew. Yeah,
I was wrong.
We knew. It's okay.
I was wrong.
Use that right on against her.
He gave that. There was a look. He gave some shit ass look this week, and it was like, okay, it's obvious what happened. They doctored the footage. They used some probably artificial Rita, excuse me, probably used some like artificial intelligence to doctor the footage. Like there was probably, so I'm trying to remember, because there was the confrontation. Chanel did have a confrontation with EJ that night, but I know she didn't say some of the stuff.
So this is what I was confused about, and it looks like someone in the chat is answering it. I wasn't sure if we know that he altered it by cutting out the Johnny stuff. So that's what I thought it was. Mm-hmm. And then I was like, oh, is this how I couldn't remember the exact words of the conversation, but I remembered enough. I was like, oh, he's just showing the Chanel conversation.
She didn't threaten his life like that.
He actually altered it. So I'm curious to see what he altered, because I thought she did say that. Like, when she was saying, I don't remember it, I thought she was just saying it like, I didn't mean it, remember it, but I didn't actually think that he doctored it to make it look like she said that. So,
and let me tell you where I think that happened, because it didn't make sense to me at first, and then I remembered that not too long ago, Chanel was on a soap opera. And because I was like, well, how could he use AI to make it look that good? And I'm like, and then it popped into my head. He could have found some body and soul footage where she said something like that, spliced it in, and because and that could have made it look like they had that face-to-face conversation when it wasn't.
See, I remembered it as, I thought she did threaten him, but not in a serious way. I thought she was saying, don't hurt anyone I love, or else, kind of, like people say, but I guess he could have.
I actually contemplated trying to go back and find the episode where that happened and watch, but I was like, that's too much effort.
Yeah. Someone in the chat said they did, and it's different dialogue, so that's why I'm thinking, okay, he actually did change the dialogue. But
because when they showed the video, and I was like, I don't remember her saying about I won't let you live long enough to blah blah blah. I was like, I don't remember her saying that, but
and that seemed very.
But then in the
elevated.
scene, she was like, "I don't remember saying that." I'm like, "Oh, that's why I don't remember her saying that, because she didn't say that." And this is what Rita did. Rita altered the footage by taking out Johnny's stuff and doctoring the Chanel stuff.
She could have done, she could have done that with Johnny's dialogue, or I think they could have found something with, because that's pretty elevated language that could have been on Body and Soul as well. So I think either or a mixture of both would have done the trick.
Point, yeah.
I want to know. I want to hear the. Sorry, I want to hear the explanation.
I said Rita sure can do a lot.
Apparently, Rita does the most. According to Tony, Rita does the most. That she's, she serves all, betrays none.
Lord have mercy. Yeah, when they played the video, I was like, oh man, they gonna see Johnny and and then when they showed the video, I was like, what is this? What is this?
That was Paulina's reaction too.
I was like, there has to be some trick, because if we know he sent the video, but I was like, why would he send it if Johnny's on it? That doesn't exonerate him. Like, but then when the Chanel stuff, I was like, oh, it didn't even pop into my mind he would do that.
But again, it's like, why would you, like, you dumb diddly deed? Like, why would you do, like, why would you do that to your son's wife?
It's really disappointing, because one thing I liked about EJ in terms of the Johnny Chanel stuff, outside of originally maybe thinking she was after his money, like that small little plot point, outside of that, he's been very respectful of her. And like Araceli said, I do believe he likes her being a sort of take charge person. I mean, he was with Sammy for how many years? Like, I think he appreciated that about her. So to see him sort of actively mess with his son's marriage is a little, I don't know. I'm like, I kind of felt like EJ was above that. So now I'm like,
no, he's not. And I think we hoped EJ would be above that, but no, now he's just proven that he's not. He's doing this, to give them another suspect to take the suspicion off Johnny, and also B, as a personal thing for her coming at him.
That's what I'm saying. It's personal now. I think if he and Chanel weren't at odds, he would have never done this. I think part of it is too that
No, he wouldn't have. No, this is EJ being. EJ's not changed. He hasn't changed a bit.
No, definitely
not. He's still an asshole.
Yeah, he respected. I believe he respected Chanel's take charge attitude until it was turned on him.
Yeah,
exactly.
So nasty.
Yeah, of course.
So rude. So nasty. So rude.
Yeah. Oh, but Belle still.
But Belle said,
doesn't know that once she finds out, once it comes out that EJ had the footage doctored and that he had a hand in framing Chanel. Let's see if she's still taking him upstairs for afternoon delight.
I bet not.
This whole thing is so odd. I'm like, now she's not recused from the. I'm like, what? Like, they don't even attempt to make it make sense. Yeah, I'm like, you could also just say no. You're not. You can recuse yourself. It's not like you.
Yeah.
No, the judge doesn't have the power to make you be an attorney.
Yeah.
See, that's one thing. I don't know enough about those things. Like the law. I'm like, I guess if a judge unrecuses you, then you don't have a choice.
I was like, what? What are you talking about? I mean, listen, everyone's related to everyone, so I guess there's no.
Yeah, but
it's hard to avoid the conflicts of interest.
I know you can, I guess.
But I feel for Jada at this point, because she's like, there's no way that this doesn't get messy, and it's like it's really like Jada is like the most innocent person in all of this, because it's like she's not related to anybody. She's just doing her job, and she's completely right that it's bonkers that. That the father and the victim should represent the accused, and that the accused aunt should be the prosecutor.
Yeah,
it's insane.
Yeah,
I recuse.
I decline.
I recuse.
I did kind of like that Paulina sort of on her own came to the realization that Johnny was innocent, and that she was still, part of me was kind of like, oh God, you still think he's guilty, girl? Like,
But there's a part of me that was like, even though, like, yes, it sucked that it sucks that she had to take him in, but I feel like you kind of had to do that.
Oh yeah.
To like take him off the list of a suspect. Exactly. Like you can so there's no reason to be mad. It's like make you do what you need to do so you can, and then leave him alone because now it's you.
Yeah.
What is this comment? I like Jada, but does she own any tops that have sleeves?
I don't know because I feel like she always has on sleeves.
Yeah.
Also, why? Because a woman can't show off her arms. Come on.
If you got them, flaunt them.
I was gonna say, and she's got them, so we should not have a problem with her wearing sleeveless. That's bizarre. I did want to make a comment. I'm glad we're seeing Jada like in work mode and not like they didn't immediately throw her. Like they're taking a break from the Sean and Jada stuff, and we're just seeing her in
just working
commissioner mode. She's commissioner, right?
Yeah. Commissioner.
If I'm keeping track, she's commissioner. We're just seeing her in commissioner mode, and they didn't throw her immediately back into a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, now that we've declared war, I think we have covered all bases on that, and we are still okay. Oh, really quickly, I felt a little sad about this for 2 seconds. The Marlena of it all, when she was waiting up for Belle.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, Marlena ain't got nothing to do.
Yeah, she can't sleep. It's just
she's not sleeping. She's grieving. Her defenses are down.
Yeah, it's hard for her.
The
only thing that we missed last week that I did want to touch upon with Marlena is her, which if we had been here last week, it would have been my gif of the week with when Kristen was there in the apartment and Marlena walked out the door and said, "Let me know when she leaves."
Text me when the bitch leaves.
She was like, I felt like Marlena was like Whitney Houston. We're not doing this today. Nobody got time for that. All right, y'all. Those are your top storylines for Days of Our Lives this week. We are now moving on to our tidbits. But before we do, just a quick reminder to make sure you please follow us on social media. Dishin Days Show on Facebook and Dishin Days on Instagram, Twitter, X, and Threads. Also, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Tell a friend to subscribe to our YouTube channel. And also follow us on social. Also, if you need to see some exclusive content, make sure you become a member and join for $4.99 a month. New videos coming soon. Also, if you want to take us along on a car ride or have us in your ear, go to Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Type in Dishin Days and follow us there on all of your favorite podcast stations. Also, show some love to JLJ Media, James Law Jr. over on YouTube and where all podcasts can be found. Because if you are a lover of soaps, you will love some JLJ Media, who is just as old as Araceli's grandfather swimming in the Rio Grande. New material. Let's move on over to our tidbits and talk about Felicity, the matchmaker. Felicity is a smart cookie, honey.
I love her. I love her. I love her.
But let me tell you who ain't smart cookies. Chad and Kat.
No.
I can't. I just can't.
You know what?
It's white noise to me. The Felicity moment that I remember was Xander and the stuffed dog. Mm-hmm. That interaction, I remember. Anything with Kat and Chad, it went in and out. Mm-hmm. I do not care anything about it, and I refuse to invest any of my mental capacity with them.
You know what?
You agree?
I can't. Michael can't. Araceli can't. Justin can't. We can't. So we won't. Moving on to it's just more of like
More the same.
This is the second time Felicity done like put y'all together, and y'all still are.
And look, let's be honest. Felicity's got better things to do with her time.
Felicity trying to watch the fireworks and eat some food. Like y'all are doing.
Felicity has a job. Felicity has school. Felicity has gymnastics. Felicity has a boyfriend. You know, this girl has a life.
She's got it better together, unlike Chad and Kat.
Yes, she's got better things to do with her time.
It's like, you know what? None of us have time for this. None of us have time. Ain't nobody got time for this. Because there are people who have been in a relationship, not in a relationship, and back in a relationship in the same amount of time that Chad and Kat are still.
No.
Maybe next time we'll actually eat the food. Sorry about the mustard. Let's go skydiving. Oh. Moving on to Roman the cock blocker.
Roman, sit down.
But also, is that okay? So I have a question. So if I'm living in the Brady pub and I want y'all to come over and kiki, is the only way y'all can get in is if the Brady pub is open? Like, will I have to tell you?
It used to be like a back door or something, or no pun intended.
Yeah, if you have a key, you can get through the back.
Yeah, I feel like there's also a back door they can go through.
I'm like, girl, you got to walk through the Brady pub in order to get upstairs to get you some hoochie coo. And it's almost like he was waiting for her. Like she's, hey,
okay,
what are you up to?
Chain of command for me. It's the great grandfather calling the grandmother to call the ex-husband, who's the uncle, to tell the mother, who's the sister. I was like, what?
Yeah.
What is this game of telephone with characters who aren't even on the show anymore?
Is she like Doug? Let her like Doug.
Yeah, I thought that. I was like, what is this?
I like Doug too.
Oh my god, that was a weird. Like, I guess it was just to establish everyone knows, and she's not as sneaky as she thought she was, which is cool. But it was a weird. And it was kind of clunky. I liked it for the familiar aspect of it, of like Roman calling Sammy to be like, your granddaughter, you know, is a little fast or something, or whatever. However he would have worded it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then her being like, I'm gonna call Rafe because Will's out of town, and I don't talk to Gabby like that, so I'm gonna call Rafe to like watch her or something.
Yeah,
Girl.
but I'm not really.
I guess that makes sense. I don't know.
Yeah, but I'm not really into the whole Doug and Ari thing anymore. That was like cute for a minute, but
that's because she's become obsessed.
Well, it's not. It's not on her end that I disagree with it, because she's just being a teenager. I feel that pain all too well. It's the Doug part of it where, you know, all she has to do is climb into his room, and he forgets. He conveniently forgets that, you know, he has a threatening picture of her sitting right next to the desk.
Well,
he
didn't. He wasn't expecting the child to climb up through the window, honey. I mean, that's what being digmatized to do to you, make you do crazy things.
Yes.
So he wasn't expecting company. I'm sure if he was, he would have cleaned up a little bit. That's why he flipped it over later, because he was like, "Oh, I got my stuff out."
This plot is driving me crazy. I can't believe the new writers have picked this plot up.
Well,
we just had him borrow $1,000 from Leo, 3 weeks ago? Because remember, we were making fun of it, being like, wait, $1,000? That's all you needed? So he gets $1,000 from Leo. He pays it, and he still owes more. He's owed more now for 4 different cycles. Like,
I'm sorry, but let's go back. We thought Holly paid for the debt.
She did, and it was the interest, which I'm like, okay, that I can kind of see that, but like now he's paid the $1,000 interest, and they still and now they're threatening 2 women for what, a few $100 or something, maybe. This makes no sense.
I would have looked at that man and been like, "What you want? What do you want? All right, I'm paid y'all."
Oh my god. I would just rather it be a shakedown. Like, just, make say they're gonna blackmail him to steal something or something. Like this, this never ending like money that he owes after he's paid it back 4 times is like silly.
Or be like a way to plant a seed when he paid him off. Oh wow, you came up with this kind of money fast. Yeah, well, I know people, oh, you know rich people? Yeah. Huh. Okay. Thanks. Exit stage left. Then we get the eyes through the bushes and stuff. And then they're back to threaten him to get more money because he knows rich people. I would buy that more than
yeah, exactly.
You still owe us some money. I'm like, bitch, what other money do I owe you? I don't owe you nothing. I paid you. See, I got the screenshot. I paid you. I got my receipt.
3 times over. Yeah.
Moving on. Let's activate Titan Publishing, shall we?
What happened with this?
This was just Stephanie and Alex, but it sort of was a continuation of
last week.
Kate.
Oh, when they were in the park? Oh, when they did it in the park. Okay,
yeah,
I remember.
Yeah.
It all came back to me.
When I tell you, Stephanie said, I not only write, but honey, I do.
Yeah.
It's preparing for one stormy night. 2.
It's gonna rain.
It's gonna rain.
Hi. We're your weather girls. And have we got news for you? You better listen. Get ready, all you lonely girls, and leave those umbrellas out. And not calling Alex out. She was like, "Well, what if we don't go home? I know this hasn't been your first time." Oh. Because she knows Alex is a hoe. And then she tried to justify it like, oh, like no one, like the second she said, it's just us, like no one's going to come this way.
No
one's going to run. I just wish somebody would jog along and be like, oh.
I was like, are we talking about the same park where everyone goes to discuss their crimes?
That one part. It's the one part.
Yeah, when they get rid of damning evidence. When they what are you talking about?
True.
No.
I mean, they're cute, I guess.
Oh, God.
They're honest, I guess. They still do nothing for me.
Yeah, I like them. I just need this story. I need this plot to But the most interesting thing about this is Kate being back at Titan. Other than that, I don't
love that.
Maybe seeing the other women on the show react to the script. That's been
love
interesting.
That was fun. That was fun.
Yeah.
Especially Mrs. Choi. She was in it too.
Yeah. I feel like I need something from Stephanie to make this interesting to me.
I need Stephanie to find out that her mama and daddy were reading her novel and then taking pointers.
And they had it in bed with them.
Taking pointers.
While they were...
They said what did she do on page 69?
Page 69.
What did she do? She did that? Okay.
Oh, God.
I still think Days needs to make this an actual book.
Mm-hmm. I'd buy the book. The book would be more interesting than this.
I mean, I want to read. You know what they should do? If they do Day of Days, I want Abigail Klein and Stephanie to read excerpts of one stormy night.
So instead of after the day players play or before the day players play, there's a reading.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
Or the day players can provide the music.
The music behind
the music while she's reading.
While she's reading.
Carson in the background. Every time she says something explicit, it just
like
Carson's like
it's like he started to caress my big voluptuous. Oh my god! Somebody please, somebody please, like cut this and then.
See, we're already planning Day of Days. We got a new activation going.
I love it.
It's One Stormy Night X Day Players.
Yeah,
or Day Players X One Stormy Night.
I love
Listen, while people need something to do, you have Stephanie, or even if it's just Stephanie and Carson, and having their own activation doing this,
doing something. All right. Well, y'all, that was your week of Days of Our Lives. And now it's time for our favorite part of our show, which are our segments. And we're going to start with mine, which is Tony's official 3 Snaps Award. Snap! All right. Listen. My 3 Snaps Award has to go to the return of Gwen von Loschner, okay, who came sauntering into Salem with a stolen necklace, a few $1 billion, and a chip on her shoulder. When I tell you she woke that town up out of their sleepy coma. So to Emily O'Brien, Gwen von Loschner, Rizcheck Devereaux, you get Tony's official 3 Snaps Award. Oh, snap! And now it's time for it.
Caption that.
All right, this week's Caption That photo comes courtesy of EJ and Bell, and this week's caption comes courtesy of friend of the show and set designer on Days, Tom Early, set designer. Tom Early from Instagram with his caption, "Look at me, EJ. I had my red coat made into a smart dress."
Oh, wow. Nice callback. Yeah.
Shout out to Tom Early.
Yeah, shout out to Tom Early. Yeah, I thought that it was a cute quote, and then I saw it was from him. I'm like, oh, nice. So I always love when someone from the show participates.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, wait. That's a callback.
Yeah, from
when she wore the red coat when they thought she killed Charlie.
Yes. Oh. Work, Tom.
And isn't the smart dress, wasn't that a Real Housewife thing? Or am I don't know.
Reaching? Maybe.
I'm always reaching.
Around.
Oh. Not lately. Oh.
And that was
it's been one drought night over in my area, not one stormy night.
Well, maybe
it's raining over here.
Well, maybe what we need to do is get you a copy of One Stormy Night. Make it rain in your house. Flood your basements.
Flood my basement. Rust my Bowflex.
And that has been
Caption that.
God.
And now it's time for
Those were the days.
Right, everyone.
You just saw it.
Oh God, I am picturing Maya Rudolph now in my head.
Why are you picturing Maya Rudolph?
Because you didn't know what Michael was referencing, the Bowflex thing. You've seen it, I'm sure.
Why would he flood my basement and rust my Bowflex? To what end? Oh, shit.
We are ridiculous.
Oh God! All right, taking you back to July 9th, 2015. Gwen Ransom Jr. ended a 7-year run as Theo Brandon Carver. Of course, he later returned to Days at Jerry Prentice in 2023. But yeah, I've talked about Theo before, but just wanted to give a shout out to Terrell here, who was such a gifted young actor on the show and finished up his run as Theo, and then of course came back as Jerry. And I do a little bit of a deep dive on Those Are the Days Extended into specifically Terrell's sort of run as Theo over those 7 years, to see who he interacted with it who he interacted with and what sort of, it was a theme sort of behind who he was as a character that I think was interesting. So if you remember, go check that out. But yeah, July 9th, 2015, when Terrell Ransom ended his 7-year run as Theo Farber.
And if you're an exclusive member on our exclusive page, exclusively on our YouTube channel, you can see a deeper dive into Those Were the Days, brought to you by Justin Lee Hareld. And now, that was Yes, they were. Yes, they were. And now it's time for
It's a gift.
And this week's It's a GIF, like Tony, goes to Miss Gwen Rizchek, and who just always knows how to make an entrance.
Surprise, surprise.
And we have
Surprise, surprise.
missed you dearly, girl.
She came sauntering into the Horton town, the Horton house. I was like, you better saunter. It's almost like she was looking at everything like, ugh.
Commenters now.
Like,
Right?
No
I was
one.
like, I used to sleep on that couch. Now I can buy this whole town.
Yes.
right. Or like, ugh, where did we get this furniture from? Matthews Brothers.
No one makes an entrance like Miss Emily O'Brien, Gwen von Luschner. Welcome
Oh my
back.
God. I realized we said that and they probably did.
Sorry, Tom. No.
Anyway, that was
It's a gift.
well, what was it, Michael Mattis?
It's a gift.
And now it's time for
News and gossip.
I still can't get over it.
We have a show to do, Justin. Pull it together.
All right. Okay. All right. Starting off, we're going to go over the Emmy Award nominees. They were just announced this past week, and Days came out in full swing. I'll run through the list here, and then I guess we might have a little chat about them here. For lead actor, we had nominees Paul Telfer, Eric Maltzoff, and Greg Ricard. Supporting actress, we had Lindsay Godfrey and Emily O'Brien as Teresa here nominated. Supporting actor, we had Blake Barris. And then a new category called Emerging Talent. And I know people were a little bit confused about this. It kind of replaces the young one, but not really. It's for actors who are essentially new to daytime. So that's why you have such an age range for those nominees. But in that category, nominated for Days were Anna Lynn McCord and Ashley Puzemis. Days also got nominated for writing, best daytime drama, directing, and casting as well. And just want to give a couple of special shout outs before we continue with this to Eileen Davidson and Kate Manzi, former Day stars who were also nominated in lead and supporting categories. Yay. And we do know the Emmys are slated for Friday, October 17th. My understanding is that as of right now, they are going to be solely online at Emmys.com, but we'll keep you updated if that changes.
And they're only doing one ceremony. They're doing the arts.
Okay.
The arts and whatnot, and then they're doing one
all in one.
Hallelujah.
Yeah.
actually.
So what did you guys think? Yeah, it is smart, I think.
I
know there are many out there.
What?
No comments about
comments.
nominations. Who didn't get nominated? Who did? Who?
Well, first, I do, because sometimes we forget behind the scenes. Mm-hmm. And so when Days got their nomination for casting, we have praised Marnie and Bob for casting.
And Marnie and Bob we trust.
Yes, because they truly do find some incredible talent. And sometimes, it's like wow, like they fit this character like to a T. Sometimes they have to replace people, and so you have to find someone that can still understand what the foundation of this character is and everything like that. Casting is not easy, so I will always continue to always give a big shout out to the folks behind the scenes, Marnie and Bob for casting. Also, again, excuse me. Days also got it for directing, for writing, for lighting, and of course, outstanding drama. So shout out to all the people who do what they do to make this, to make this happen. And my voice is a mess.
Martha, just for a moment, Martha Madison did a post when the day the Emmys nominations came out, and she put it like the best way, like, technically speaking, from a technical standpoint, nobody is better than soaps because they shoot the abundance of content they shoot at like rapid fire. A friend of mine who works in the industry was talking to someone on Beyond the Gates and was flabbergasted when they're like, oh yeah, we shoot 70 to 100 pages a day. And my friend was like, what?
Yeah.
It's like unheard of. In like these shows like White Lotus, it took 7 months to shoot 8 1-hour episodes.
Yep.
And on these shows, like it takes, not just the actors, but all of the people behind the scenes, the people running the cameras, the audio guys, editors, like everybody. So just to snowball off of Tony's mention of the behind the scenes people, but Martha did a great post, and it just really kind of summed it up really nice.
Yeah, I'm really happy with the nominees this year. Of course, some people don't get in who we may have thought, but I've actually, more than I thought about, I really like the emerging talent category. I think it's a
That's an interesting one.
Because it just does the period of time. And a lot of people are like, oh, why didn't this person? But it's anyone who's new to daytime. I think within maybe 2 years, I think is the cutoff. So
yeah, in the last new contract role specifically.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
As opposed to them trying to figure out whose birthday is when and did people get in with the shit. It's like too much of it. It's just whenever they're on screen for a short or a new period of time on the show. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that moving forward.
Yeah, and I have my favorites. I am the only one here that kind of watches the whole breadth of the stuff that the actors submitted this year on all the shows. And I gotta say, I mean, not for nothing that we have so many nominees this year, but I really feel like I've seen all of the content. I've seen the scenes that they talked about in their reels that they submitted for their reels. I really feel like a lot of our actors, a lot of our behind the scenes people have a really good shot this year. We're contenders this year. For sure.
They better win something because I'm tired of them not being recognized. I mean, we recognized them during our Dishin Days Awards.
Yes.
The last time
the daytime Emmys need to.
The last time Days had a good year at the Emmys was 2018. That's when Greg won, James won. Yeah. Susan, and I think that was the year Susan and Bill got their Lifetime Achievement Awards, and they won Best Show that year too.
Yes.
But I one thing I appreciate is that the people behind the Emmys are being, what's the word? Transparent. Are being transparent about certain. They came out even before the nominations. They were like, "Don't yell at us that Beyond the Gates didn't get any nominations because they weren't eligible." And then the day after the nominations, they clearly were responding to feedback about the emerging talent and what qualifies someone for that you just mentioned before, and how a little bit more about how the voting works. Good. And why, how the Emmy voters vote a little bit. So they're being a little more transparent.
Yes.
This year, I feel like than they're being, but also about like, oh, why don't you release the reels? What about the reels? And it's like, well, there's licensed content that they can't release because they don't own it. But if an actor wants to do it, that's their prerogative. But it's like they can't release it because they don't own the content that's on the reels. So
yes. And it's good. Yeah.
Basically, like, stop yelling at us.
Yeah.
Yes.
I have to say, we'll be remiss if we don't mention this. We know there was a lot of talk, and we also shared disappointment about Susan Days not being nominated.
Yeah.
We all love Susan and feel she should have been. I do want to shout out her response. A lot of people have spoken about this and given their opinion, but I think she sort of released a really sort of classy, interesting response to it. So go check out her Instagram, Bill and Susan Hayes, to see kind of what she said about it. And she's just incredibly classy and a pro in this business. And again, there's always next year. There's a lot of Doug stuff that carried over into this year that she can hopefully be nominated for next year as well. So
yes,
yeah,
I still say, how dare you?
Yeah.
How dare you?
Yeah.
But
apparently it's not. I would just assume that all Emmy voters vote for every category, but I guess that's not the case. Certain people, it's interesting.
Like they're assigned certain certain categories.
How dare you?
But
I mean, it's you just have to acknowledge the strength of Susan C. Forth Hayes, because to mourn the loss of the love of your life twice has got to be the most heartbreaking thing ever. And so I think we as viewers we were so with her on that journey because we knew it was hard, but we also knew that you had to celebrate this character, this man, in such a way that would honor his legacy as Bill and as Doug. So, you know, what we saw is real, just raw emotions from someone whose love was not only loved on a show, but also in life. So I think sometimes it's a rarity to see that. I feel like one other time that this could have happened. I don't watch this show specifically, but Christophe St. John on Young and the Restless.
Yeah, that was rough.
Yeah,
that was a really rough period. Because it happened so unexpectedly, and it was so painful.
So, well, she's a nominee and a winner to us. So shout out Susan C. Forth Hayes, and shout out to the nominees as well. Some great choices, some great work. Even from those who are alumni of Days. So congratulations, everybody.
Yeah,
very well deserved. Very well deserved. I will say I was extremely happy to see Paul on there because I feel like he doesn't get recognized enough for the work that he does, and so I was very, very happy to see that he was nominated. So, but shout out to everybody because everyone has done great work.
I was so excited to see Emily on there because it's not this is not the character that she came in playing.
All that shit she got in the beginning for Teresa to have it come full circle and to
she did.
Emmy, like
I think we said that we were just those scenes that she was playing Teresa last year were just so good. We believed it. We loved it.
Yeah. And so people understand it's for the calendar year of 2024. I know it's always confusing because they used to be in June. Now they're in October. So it even stretches in people's minds when stuff happened. But it's for the calendar year of 2024. That's what the nominations are. So everything that's happened in 2025 is for next year's Emmys.
Yes. For people who are wondering about our Dishin Days awards, we follow the same model that the Emmys do. So our 2025 awards is going to cover 2024 content. And again, it's a lot because basically for Days itself, Days probably is this is stuff they filmed 2 years ago. Yeah. So get all the other people in the industry. Now you know how Days of Our Lives feels. That we pushed this all the way to October.
No. All right. Well, those are the nominees.
Next up, big news. While we were away, we have a new Chad DiMera. As we know, Billy Flynn has sadly exited the role of Chad DiMera to take on the role of Kane Ashby on The Young and the Restless. But a Young and the Restless alum who actually is only just barely recently an alum because he's technically had scenes with Billy on the show on Young and the Restless not 2 weeks ago, will be moving over to Days of Our Lives. Welcome Connor Floyd to Days of Our Lives. He will be taking over the role of Chad DiMera, and to Tony's chagrin, this was announced very early because he will not make his on-screen appearance until April 2026. Well, yes, you could see Tony Hareld. I am very excited about this news because I have seen his work on Young and the Restless. I think he is a great asset. If you guys have not caught his stuff, try to go check out a couple of scenes of his. I think that this is a great recast. I was still in mourning for losing Billy, but this is a great choice. Well, again, once again to Marnie Bob, well done.
Let's be clear. I am not unhappy with the recast of Chad. I am very excited for Billy to move on to YNR. Welcome Connor to Salem. My issue is,
you know what your issue is.
I don't want to know who's coming in 2026.
April of 2026 to boot. Like, that was really far out too.
Yeah.
Like the huge eye roll that I gave. And on top of that, I believe this was his first day.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why they announced it, because probably nobody can hold water until April 2026. But nobody told y'all to film so far in advance to where you have to make announcements about people who are coming on April 26th. In the words of Araceli Aviles, get over it. Well, I won't. Stop making
those can now say the words of JJ Devereaux. He said that this week, didn't he?
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he did. He did.
Yes.
It's just so annoying. Welcome, Connor.
Welcome, Connor. I think he's going to be.
I love that these other soaps are taking these actors from Young and Restless that Young and Restless apparently have squandered. And they're like, yes, take our lead role.
Oh my God. Can we start doing the daytime draft where it's like, when up next, our draft pick, Billy Flynn from Days of Our Lives, been playing Chad DiMera for the past 10 years, nominated for a daytime Emmy, up for grabs. You know what? As going over to Young and the Restless. I love it. They should do that. Anyway. Welcome, Connor, April 2020. He is fine, though. He is fine.
He is fine. Look at those arms.
I sent you that reel for a reason, Michael.
You sent what? I'll have to go look at it again.
You texted me like right away after I sent it to you.
Oh, what night was it?
A night where it wasn't so dry in the.
In other casting news, our own Jack A. Harry has been cast on the second season of Ted Danson's Netflix comedy Man on the Inside. No word yet on how many episodes she will be in, but the second season will premiere later this year on Netflix. So booked and busy are Miss Jack A.
Booked and busy.
I just saw her on Lifetime too.
Yes,
she has a bunch of those movies. Yeah,
she's here, there, everywhere. It's hard to keep up with her.
Next up, we have a few birthdays in the Days family to celebrate this past week and today. This past week, we had Suzanne Rogers, with Susan Seaforth Hayes, we had Judy Evans, and then today was Leo Howard's birthday. So big happy birthday to all four of them. Hopefully they enjoyed it. We saw a few clips, especially Judy, I think was out on the boat, sort of living her best life. So yeah, happy birthday to them. Next up, we want to this actually has premiered now since we've been gone. A new podcast with Greg Ricker and Rebecca Budding called Soapy. It's a new CBS podcast hosted by them. Focuses sort of on part of it is sort of reminiscing about their years on CBS soaps and also bringing in guest stars. Deidre Hall is slated to guest on a future episode. We will, of course, let you know when we have that information, but new episodes drop every week through September 30th. So at this point, it's sort of a limited episode podcast, and it's on all streaming platforms, and you can catch it, video on CBS's YouTube channel there.
And here's a trailer
Yes.
of Soapy.
Hello, everybody. I'm Greg Rickhart, daytime's favorite chaotic interloper, whether it's Leo Stark on Days of Our Lives or reformed bad boy Kevin Fisher on The Young and Restless.
And I'm Rebecca Buddig, whether you know me as Taylor on The Bold and Beautiful, Greenlee from All My Children, Hayden from General Hospital, or Michelle from Guiding Light. We are so excited for you to join us on our podcast, Soapy.
Soapy.
I don't know, we've spent a lot of our lives on soaps, and whether you are into daytime or nighttime, we're going to talk all things soapy. So we decided, since we know each other so well, that we should interview all the people that we know and people that we don't know.
Yes.
In this genre.
And celebrate our genre.
Yeah.
Coming from a place of love and reverence and respect for the incredibly challenging and hard and fun work that we get to do on daytime soaps.
I'm really excited. Every week, Greg and I are going to sit down with actors, writers, producers, and other tastemakers who make all of these shows happen.
From Eric Braeden.
Fame is a bitch. Fame is a very dangerous thing.
Deidre Hall.
You don't end up leaving the soap.
Hello.
Well, sometimes
you're
you do.
very kind.
Sometimes you do.
Sheila Duxworth.
And we both said, no, this isn't it. This is one thing, but this isn't the soap.
Mark Cherry.
I came up with the title first, Desperate Housewives, and I wrote the script, and it was the best thing I'd ever written, and no one bought it.
We're so excited to share Soapy with you starting Tuesday, July 8th.
Follow Soapy on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Soapy.
Yeah, go check them out. Next up, we had an interview with Josh Taylor. He sat down with the Parade magazine. Really interesting. I urge people to go check it out. It was really sort of insightful and nice to just hear Josh's perspective. He talked about everything from 50 years being on daytime TV. He talked about Kate and Marlena in those marriages as Roman. And I think they asked him if he was sort of ready to retire. And he said, hell no, he's having way too much fun on days right now to retire. And so he's planning to stick around for as long as they have him. And you can check out that article at parade.com. And then Camilla Banos, former Gabby, she has a new movie. This one is, it's sort of a comedy thriller called Get Off My Lawn. It's starring her and Taja Mowry. There's a couple who move into this house that the previous owner sort of has a deranged relative who is sort of kind of stalking them. And it looks like really fun. It's on Tubi. It's streaming right now. Go check it out. Seems like it's getting a lot of attention here. So go check that out. Get Off My Lawn on Tubi, starring Camilla.
You get off my lawn.
All right, next up, congratulations to us. The Million Podcast, which is a podcast research and database site, just ranked the 30 best soap opera podcasts, and we came in at number 3. So thank you to Million Podcast for that. You can check out the full list at millionpodcasts.com.
Yeah, we have a 4.8 rating out of 5.
Yeah,
That's
we did.
good.
Yeah.
Yay, us.
And I did notice our ratings are huge, and also our rating huge, and also compared to the reviews, we had the largest number of reviews as well. So,
Aww.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, nice to see
everyone.
Yeah. So reminders, we're starting out with the day players. They are continuing.
The day players.
Yes, they are continuing their tour into 2025. We know they're going to be in Glendale, Toronto.
Glendale.
They've actually added Cedar Rapids, Des Moines, and Omaha, Nebraska through September of this year. So for tickets and information, you go to thedayplayersband.com.
The day players.
Next up, Starstruck Fan Events is going to be having a special one-day fan event Sunday, August 3rd in Long Beach, California. So if anybody around you want to attend that, stars attending will be Tao Penglis, Leanne Hunley, Susan Hayes, Brian Datilla, and Suzanne Rogers. For serious inquiries for this event, you need to DM at StarstruckFanEvents2 or email starstruckfans2@aol.com for more information, because this is kind of an exclusive event. So make sure that you get on that if you're in the area. So there was an upcoming event that was going to be held in Orlando later this year in October, the weekend of the October 17th through the 19th. And we have previously told you that this event was canceled. We have since been updated that it is in the process of being reworked. It has to be reworked because this date clashes with the Emmys, with the daytime Emmys. So it's going to be rescheduled. But Starstruck Fan Events is trying to get it back off the ground in this event that is scheduled, that was previously scheduled for October, is to include Stacey Hydu, Casey Moss, Sherry Jimenez, Paul Telfer, Lindsay Godfrey, Matthew Offshard, and Brian DiTillo. So just keep following Starstruck Fans 2 on Instagram for upcoming updates if they can possibly rework that around the Emmys. And save the date for this fan event that they are throwing at Stone Mountain Park in Georgia. This will be the weekend of December 13th through 14th. Talent and details to come soon.
The Orlando event is going to be September 19th through the 21st, according to their Instagram.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
as of 8 hours ago.
Okay, as of 8 hours ago. Okay, so we will update that next week with updated information. But yeah, just keep following. If you're in the area and want to attend the event, make sure that you follow them on social media.
Next up, we have Star Image Entertainment. We have, of course, the Day Players Toronto show that they partnered with. And then, of course, we have our Days of Our Lives in Nashville. This event, of course, the weekend of October 4th and 5th at the Holiday Inn in Nashville downtown. All tickets and information, you go to eventbrite.com/Image Entertainment.
Mm-hmm. And the Samantha and Friends has a couple of upcoming events. As we've been mentioning, their Haunted Mansion event will be taking place the weekend of September 13th through 14th. And then they have added 2 new events. This next one is going to be the Wizarding World of Harry Potter themed. This will be May 2nd and 3rd of next year. Confirmed so far are going to be Mike Manning, Christos Andros from the Bay, I believe, and Gregory Martin. They are confirmed to attend for now. So make sure that you follow our information to stay updated on that. And then there will be an Arabian Nights. So a year from now, it's September 12th through 13th in 2026 will be the Arabian Nights themed event. Talent and details will be confirmed at a later date, and we'll keep you up to date on that. For tickets and information on these events, make sure to go to samanthasfriends.org.
And last but not least, we have a movie night fundraiser. This one is for a Stacey Hyduke short film, Brand New Cadillac, taking place Sunday, July 7th. You'll get the full viewing of the short film and then a chat with Stacey and the silent auction. It's hosted by Melissa and Michelle. And you can go to Venmo, Ruby Melissa at AOL.com or PayPal/Zelle at Lebo825@gmail.com. And you can find this information on Stacey's Instagram as well. So if you're interested in that.
And that has been
news and gossip.
And now it's time to find out what's coming up this week on Peacock's Days of Our Lives.
Next week on Days of Our Lives.
The key to exonerating my son is simply recalling what happened.
I have an idea that might help.
A wife stakes her claim.
I assumed that Dimitri would have divorced you after he got out of prison.
Nope. I'm still a von Leuschner.
A mother fights back.
I'm not going to let you control us like this.
That's going to end up being the worst mistake you ever made.
Is that a threat?
And a kidnapping may change everything.
What if he doesn't have the money?
Then things are going to get complicated.
All new Days of Our Lives, only on Peacock.
The way I would have picked up that phone and called my grandmother and been like,
I know, right? Just let's dig in our pockets. Between the both of us, we're related to the richest people around.
Let's go to the bank. Come on. All right. Well, everyone, that has been Dishin Days for this week. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching us. But before we head out, Michael Mattis, where can the folks find you?
You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at MLMattis.
And where else?
MLM Images LA. MLM. I'll put it in next time. MLM Images LA for my photo account that has like 5 followers. But thank you, 5 followers.
Well, y'all go show Michael Mattis some love, honey, because he only got about 5 followers because he don't even know how to say his own tag thing. Honey. So y'all just go find it.
It's part of it.
Justin Lee Hareld, where can they find you?
From my Instagram at Justin Lee Hareld.
Araceli Aviles.
You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Tia323 Araceli.
And you can find Little Old Chocolate Me on all social media platforms at Lounging with Tony, or you can find us at Dishin Days on Facebook and Dishin Days on Instagram, Twitter, X, and Threads, and also on the YouTubes. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to another astoundingly pleasing, funny, hilarious.
You Annette.
Huh?
6. No, I'm kidding. Annette Annette Thompson followed you.
Oh, see. Annette. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to another wonderful episode of Dishin Days. We will be back next week to give you another full dish of this coming week's episodes of Peacock's exclusive #1 award-winning hit soap opera, Days of Our Lives. In the meantime, y'all, have a wonderful, safe week. Enjoy yourselves. Oh, and don't forget, make sure you tune in to Days of Our Lives Monday through Friday on Peacock. Until next week, good night, everybody.